Here we go. Hey, welcome everybody. I'm Alex Reyes. I'm here with Marty Eubanks, and this is everything you need to know about the Tournament of Champions 2018 in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So, how you doing, man? How's everything going?
It's going awesome, Alex. How about you guys?
I'm
Getting ready
awesome.
for the event.
I'm awesome, bro. I'm awesome, and man, you have such a great event. For everybody that's tuning in, give us some power, okay? Give us some shares. That's the way to get. That's the best way to give this some power, support. Give us some support and some comments. If you have any questions on the event, you could also comment here, and we'll answer it right away. If you're listening or watching to the recording, okay, because you could always come back and watch this. You have any questions, just go ahead and comment right here and we'll reply. Okay, we got plenty of people coming on right now. Everybody, power, guys, power. Hey,
Power.
so man, it's great to have you on. I love having promoters that that were fighters too. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
And I remember watching you fighting. As when I was a junior. And man, you always made people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? When they fought you, you were coming. You were coming and hitting.
I know exactly what you mean, inside
Yeah.
and outside the ring.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, Elizabeth Chisholm. She's saying this is an amazing tournament, and she can't wait to be there Friday and Saturday. That's awesome.
She's a little beast. She competes in like 30 divisions at the tournament.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, so yeah, man. Just like before we get into the tournament, just some talk about you used to like feeling that uncomfortableness, that you used to give fighters, and it kind of reminds me of like my brother and like Brian Ruth. You guys were fighters that when you went in the ring with you were like, man, I'm gonna get hit. You know what I mean? Do you
Yeah.
think? I mean, I really think that we don't see that much these days, right? But I
Yeah.
think that it still applies because I seen you fight like Brady's when they were at the pinnacle, and you were on Metro too. You were no joke. You were at the top of your game. You made it to a national team, a great fighter as well. And I remember seeing you fighting like the Brady's or whoever, and they were not comfortable in the ring with you. The same way with like Manny against top guys. And I remember Manny used to tell me, man, you got to hit these guys hard. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that style fighting changes? It meant the mentality of your opponent fighting like that. You think that will work in today's game?
These guys are so talented, so fast. Chuck Reynolds said it. Landon Reynolds is so fast, he don't even know what he's going to do sometimes. But they're so fast and so talented, man. It's just a different game. My hats are off to them. They train better. They're I don't know.
Yeah.
Us back in the day, we just fought. We were talking about it to Ray today. It's just different. My hats are off to the guys that compete this day and time. But I'm really glad that I came up where I did.
Yeah. The following up was a big thing back then. And now it's gotten so fast. It's really gotten so fast right now. But I always enjoyed fighting. I gotta get some videos up there. Hey, Sport Karate Radio is asking a question. Who was your biggest threat in the ring when you were fighting? Who was your biggest threat? Yeah, this is great. Go ahead.
All the guys were big threats, man. Kevin Thompson and Pedro Xavier, and along with the Bradys, Peter Gilpin, Larry Tankson, I could go on. There was, when you walked around the lightweight ring at the Battle of Atlanta one year, we had 68 fighters in lightweight.
Wow.
So they had to split us in two rings. But, times change, as we know, and we've all gotten older, and we wish the divisions would be like that. But it was 16-year-old to 39, 40 and over. It didn't have everything like it does. It split up a little bit, more fair, But that's cool, too. The times change. We're in 2018, and we've got to evolve and keep these kids growing.
Yeah, exactly, man. And you have a great fighters tournament. I've even heard, Landon Reynolds, when he was on my team, he was like, man, you got to cover this event because it's probably, one of the biggest out in that area, and it's like, it's a big event. How long have you been doing it for now?
It's 12 years running. My dad's been gone 12 years, so I started the year he
Yeah,
went to see Jesus, man. So I said, I'm just going to run with what we do. And that I grew up in karate. I grew up NASCAR all the way, and that's what we do. I follow the NASCAR circuit. We follow the NASCAR rules.
yeah.
And the RSKC is still alive and well. And it's been a long time. He's done that since 1984 with Jim Lantrip. They started that.
Wow.
And we still keep that going,
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's a lot of history right there. It's Point Fighter approved, and we're gonna have somebody live streaming there as well. So anybody that wins, if you guys are out there, you want to fight at a good tournament, get that national exposure. That's what Point Fighter's all about, is giving these athletes, that exposure. And there's gonna be a lot of good fighting there. You got a lot of great fighting, so it's gonna be great. A great stream. And the winners, of course, are going to be on the show. I'm going to interview them, talk about their wins and everything. So it's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. What states? You're kind of like in the middle of the country, right? Like you
Yeah,
got.
we're dead in the middle. We can drive to several of them. When you're at
Yeah,
Miami, where you're at, or California, New York, you're always flying, of course. But we're centrally located, so that's pretty neat too. That we get to drive to a few of the events.
yeah, man. And you got people coming from around the surrounding states.
Yes, shout out to Frank DeRico. He comes all the way. Frank and Sarah DeRico come all the way from Wisconsin. Just to
Wow.
get different things. I've had Tony Young's guys and from
Yeah.
Atlanta come all the way. Terry's people from St. Louis. Got a lot of good people that come in. And back in the day, Region 7 was a very tough region. They were all tough, Region
Yeah.
12. But Region 7 was tough back in the day.
Hey, so who would you say are the top fighters right now in the region, like in that region, that are
And this
dangerous?
region right now, you got a lot of good fighters. Justin Johnson and
Yeah.
he's a hot guy. Braden Worthington, my guy's up and coming, just a rookie. Don't get out much, but he's 6'4", 200 pounds. And Green, he hasn't got that. We all know back fist, reverse punch, sidekick. However, putting it all together is what makes the pros, because we're all
Yeah.
doing the same thing. Theirs is just much more accurate, faster, stronger, more determined.
For sure, for sure. Hey, before we keep going, it's great. You're getting a lot of questions because you're a veteran fighter too. Why don't we have 68 fighters in a division anymore? That's more
I can
familiar
answer
with the
that one
question.
easy because the division was 16-year-old to 39.
Yeah.
You know,
No, and
and
you
they
know
only
what?
had light, middle, and heavy. Light, middle,
Yeah,
light, heavy, and heavy. Sometimes no, they had super light, light, middle, light, heavy, heavy. 5 divisions.
yeah,
16-year-old to 39.
that's
That was
true.
divisions.
And there was less tournaments back then too,
Yeah,
right?
and that's right.
Now you
That's
have so many tournaments, so many options. Like I said this the other day on a show, there's just more options now in sport karate.
and,
So
and that's life too. As us as karate instructors, kids got
yeah,
more to do. That's it's so
yeah,
we got to evolve with our schools and with this sport karate. I think it's the best sport in the world. Martial arts touches kids like other sports don't do it. I've seen it 1,000 times in my dojo.
yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. Hey, so it's at the South Warren High School, right? The gym. That's how long
Yep,
have you been doing it
80,
there for?
it's at 8140 South Nashville Road, South Warren High School. Probably one of the biggest high schools in Kentucky. They just built it a few years ago. State of the art stuff, nice bleachers.
Nice.
I did my church for years, but it grew, and I just had to outgrow. That's when Landon, that tournament Landon was speaking of. I think he fought 11 times, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's
that
a lot of fights right there.
yeah. Could you call yourself the champion if you just fought one match? Or
Hey, that happens. That happens sometimes. But you're gonna
I,
fight at this tournament. Hey, so you have
that's cool.
Friday. You have Friday and Saturday, right? What's going on
Yeah.
on Friday? You got the jujitsu, right?
I got continuous and
Grappling.
grapple. I get great support locally from all my grapplers: Donnie Wallace, Billy Scott, Josh Johnson, Murrell's Taekwondo, Frank Williams. All the guys around here support me with the grappling and the continuous. They like that.
Yeah.
Not much with some of the bigger Taekwondo schools, as we all know. They kind of do their own thing, but that's okay too. But those guys, I shout out to those guys. They come every year in streams and really make a good showing. But I have the continuous. I have the CMX for like the 13 and under and the 14 to 17, where the kids that are under black belts can be highlighted a little bit, where they
Yeah.
can there. Remember the old days when the kids used to do the Rocky dun dun dun, and they would do their
Uh,
music,
yeah,
and that's got to start somewhere before you can become Reed Presley. I
yeah,
mean,
for sure. Yeah, that's a good division there. And then Saturday you have all the regular divisions,
yes,
right?
and I did it to 2 days because we were there till 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I realize it's a night stay, but the kids come in much fresher, and it kind of gets them geeked for a national level
Yeah,
because this is one night, and it's getting me and my wife also geeked for the national level one of these days. That thing called the Bluegrass Nationals.
yeah, man. Hey, that's exactly what I thought about. I was like, man, like I used to love bluegrass and like your area, like Bowling Green, Kentucky, that area is right in the central, centrally located. And your dad used to get such, support from all parts of the country.
And
Even
us being and us being hillbillies in Kentucky, man, everything's a little cheaper here.
yeah, it was easy to get to. Exactly. I could see your tournament one day, becoming that big, that NASCAR world type level. You're there. I mean, I heard your numbers are very big, as far
Well,
as
I'm blessed. I go a lot of places and I try to, my dad taught me, you go, you take a big crew and you work your butt off all day. Be the first one there and the last one to leave. I mean,
yeah, bro.
treat my tournament like it's your tournament. I mean, I can go on
Yeah.
with the things, because I always challenge the judges, to say, when the kid comes to the tournament and he says, who's in, he sees the center and he goes, oh, Dad, look who's in there. you know, are you that guy? Are you the guy that I like to say to my father, Charlie Lee, Mike McCoy, all those good centers? I used to
Yeah.
love when Charlie and Mike would judge. And I would go to that ring and say, oh, yes, they're judging. So my challenge to the judges, are you that judge that the person says, oh, no, Dad, he's in there, or all right?
Yeah, bro. Hey,
It,
that's so true. That's so
it
true.
really is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, the judging is so important. Yeah, that's customer service, man. That's
Well,
customer service. Yeah.
when I go to the tournaments, man, I try to promote my tournament in their tournament, meaning
Yes.
I be a good judge, fair. So they ask who I am, and they say he's Marty from Kentucky. He has this tournament, and they see the flyer and they go, "Hey, we might go up there because they like what I do and how I treat the kids."
Yeah, bro.
Or you can be that guy again, and when they look at that flyer and you're not doing such a good job, who's that guy? That's this tournament right here. Yeah, out of here.
Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy because that's exactly how your dad was. He never
Right.
got into he was never pulled into the politics of the sport and a big team, and if you don't call for us, we're not coming. He always called everything fair. And I can't think about anybody else that's like that. Like when I think about Judge, his name always pops up in my mind. So that's great that you're following that the same footsteps and those concepts. That's awesome. And that's one of the reasons for sure why your tournament's going. You're also a NASCAR 3A, right?
That's right. That's
NASCAR.
right. I do and I said I'm a NASCAR guy. I didn't do I mean, I've been to NBL. I've been to all the circuits. But,
Yeah,
Dad and Larry were best friends, and Muhammad and all those guys. And that's where my
yeah,
heart is, NASCAR. And that's where I'll always stay.
for sure, for sure. And so you could get points for NASCAR right here. It's also
That's
American Karate Association, right? You've
I've
been
been
with
with
them for
American
a while.
Karate and Sharkey since 1971 when I was a 6-year-old kid. We started in Chicago, and
Yeah.
in 78 we moved here. This is my 40th year of teaching karate in Bowling Green. And
Wow.
I'm so blessed to say that, that many parents come and share their kids with us. But, all the other kids went to haul hay and cut tobacco, and my dad took me to the dojo. I thought that's pretty cool.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, man, so you got great sanctioning. You got the point fighter approved. It's a great tournament. Let's go through a few of the winners, right? Some past pictures. That's Joshua Smith's son right there, right?
Yeah, that's my little man, Jackson, man. He's coming up Friday night to grapple.
Yeah.
I try to take a few minutes. I know I sent a picture. Kevin Walker and a few of my guys take. I love when just people take that extra few minutes to take a picture with the kids because that's what they're doing. They come for us and they come for the fighters and take a few minutes to spend with the kids. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So some past people that have come to your tournament, Kevin Walker,
Kevin
right
Walker,
there,
he's
right,
the
right, White.
Greg White, and I fought Greg many times. Me and Greg did, and we just like to hit each other and laugh. That's all, you know. But Kevin Walker, he's won a couple years, man. He's the in man right now. He's a superstar. He's great inside the ring and outside the ring, as you know.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. That's great. He's won it a few times, right?
I think he's won it twice. He's won it twice.
Yeah.
He won last year. I always try to go like my trophies that I got. I always.
Oh yeah, man! Show us the trophies.
Man. You know, you guys, this big boy out right here weighs about 25 pounds, but I had a custom made trophy up for you guys. No, wow, it's not Doris, and there's nobody else, but it was just Marty's trophy.
Hey, so that's the Grand Champion trophy right there?
Yes, sir. That's the Grand Champion for men and women both. You know, it's very nice. It's the koi fish. And,
wow, bro.
Good luck. Thank you. Really nice piece, man.
Bro, that's another thing that your dad always did. He always had the best trophies on the circuit. And, like, you have some unique trophies as well, right? That's another thing that your father...
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I have something, you know, I had this one old guy, I can't remember his name, man. He always tells me, he says, man, I got that one trophy your dad gave me. You know, and then some of them bluegrass trophies were very nice. You know, the real wood, real stuff. Of course, we couldn't even afford them now. But he did teach me that also, to give good awards, you know, and not stench on them a little bit. You know, I just try to do that, especially for the people that are fighting their hearts out. And they can't split the trophy.
Hey, and, like, you know what? That's another thing. You know, customer service right there. You know, you're touching on that. You know, great judging, you know, great awards. That's customer service right there, man. That's how you build events. Hey, so Ray McCallum, he's going to come to the event. He's going to come out and do a training, right? A seminar.
He is, man. And I'm sorry for everybody. We just threw it together at the last minute. I mean, he's got a busy schedule. He works, teaches karate, does all this stuff. But, you know, last year, Scorp came, and Ray is one of those guys, man. He could fight Nasty one weekend and Bill Wallace the next, full contact. I mean, I didn't know many people that could do that. So, you know, me and Ray, Rooster, Dwayne Mackin, God bless his soul, you know, he had to leave us a little way too early back last couple months ago. And me and Ray have been talking since then. And, you know, I've seen that one thing on the internet that said, you know, if your last call was not as good as you wanted it to be, call somebody. So I called Ray, and I just said, man, I wish I could talk to Rooster a little different. And he said the same thing. But, you know, those last calls, man, we really want to touch out. But Ray is we're doing just a thrown together little fight seminar clinic, man, just for one of the guys. You know, it's at 11 o'clock Sunday. Anybody's welcome. You know, it's just another piece of icing on the cake that I want to let people touch into his knowledge, man. That's it.
Yeah. So you could compete and then Sunday trade with a legend right there. It's at your school. It's going to be.
Yes. It's going to be at my school, 1333 Magnolia Street, right in Bowling Green. You know, I accommodate everybody, man. You know, I like to try to help out. I know it's late notice with staying and stuff. And some people are an hour away, so they could come back if they needed to, you know. But it will be well worth it. Ray is an icon in martial arts.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so people could still register, right? Like for the event?
Yeah, you can register online. You can register online or that day. You know, I even do the aspects of calling me. I mean, I have talked to hundreds of awesome parents, you know, because I do something else, Alex, that I do. I got a stack this tall of flyers from 2006 on, and I go back and I call every little white belt crying little kid. The mom's mad at me, but I call them anyway. And I said, thanks for sharing your kid with me. Come back if you'd like. I want to invite you back. I hope you had a good experience.
Man, that's awesome.
I mean, I literally made over 1,000 calls the past few months, and people know who I'm talking about because I've talked to a lot of cool parents. I really have.
Hey, man, that's another tip for promoters. Hey, you've given like so many tips right here on the show. I hope that promoters are listening. You know, good judging. You know, the flyers. You know, you got to do that work and great trophies. Like, man. Awesome, bro. Olympic karate. Yes.
Yeah, I can't forget this one too, man. I again trying to go the farther. Who got it last? Josh Smith from Paducah got it last year. Josh came to me a few years ago, and we kind of touched base and just built a relationship from there. And I thank God for him, man. He's a great man, killing it over there in Paducah. You know,
he's killing it.
The supporting school award. I have a few of my dad's belts that I have. Andy's got one. Haley's got one. I'll keep a couple. But as you've been in karate for 55 years, you're going to have a bunch of black belts. So I like to pass it on. You know, I got this one. I got this one. And I got this one that I just can't decide.
Wow.
give the supporting school award.
Wow, so that's a supporting school award that you're giving out, right? The belts.
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
Carolyn Langston won the tournament last year, right?
She did.
Yeah.
She did. Another thing I did last year was I gave the bluegrass. I happened to find this old trunk, and it had a bunch of bluegrass stuff in it, and I pulled out, and it was these 2 brand new watches that my dad never got to give out that year.
Wow, no way.
And I gave one to Carolyn for the grand, and Kevin. I just kind of brought them out.
So they got some old school great awards there that your dad used to give out. Wow, that's nice. Landon won your tournament before as well.
Landon's won it twice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And the Ken Eubanks Memorial Award, that's what we were just talking about to the supporting school. That's what's going to be given out. Wow. Nice.
Everybody remembers that team.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, bro. Yeah, man. Ken Eubanks, what a great, and you're following in his footsteps. That's great. Hey, so before we finish the show, anything else you want to give on any information that we need to touch up on, or anything you want to say?
Another thing I do is I do the up through about till 8, 9. All the beginners. I do a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old first timers. I do some first timers division.
First timers, that's great.
You could have never been in a tournament before. It's just before the other 6 and 7-year-old. Because if you got an 8, 9-year-old kid that's been to 4 or 5 tournaments, and one kid's coming to the tournament for the first time, he might not have a very good experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's great. That's great. That's an awesome idea there. I think that's the way to do it. We do it in Florida here, a lot of tournaments, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a question. What junior black belt grand champions are there? Junior black belt. Do you have junior black belt grand champions too?
I have Forms junior black belt grand champion. I give $100 for that. And wow. I give something that Joe sends me. I pass it on anything that Steve from Asian World, my man in Pakistan, Ali.
Nice.
And everybody, I get some stuff and I just pass it on. But what I do with Joe Greenhall, G-Force, go G-Force, he will get the product and I'll just pass it on to the kids to get his product out there, man.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So there you have it, man. I'm looking forward to watching the streams on the show and bringing the winners on. And man, continue that great success event and your school. Congratulations. And man, this was a great show. Thanks for coming on. All right.
Well, I appreciate you guys, man. See you Friday. If any questions, just holler at us.
Yes. Any questions? Contact Marty Eubanks, myself. Comment here, message us. We're right here. Let us know. All right. Power, baby. Woo.
Have a good night.
Yes. Have a good night. All right, guys. Have a good night. Make sure you share this. Power. Point Fighter Live.